Good morning. Happy Sabbath Preparation Day. I just thought I would take you to some places around that I'm well familiar with, where I know the wheat and the barley grow. And you can see, I told you in about a week, and it's not quite been a week, but we can already see a significant greening to the face of the earth. Even over here in the taller foliage that's left over from last year. And again, I'm telling you that I know for sure that there is wheat and barley out here. Of course, there's some oats and other things, but we've got just already, the face of the earth is starting to turn green, even over here. And the domestic fields, we can see the green because the wheat's up in the domestic fields. Okay, I'm taking you out in the wild field of barley that we found last year. Got my moccasins on today, which don't have sole grips, so believe it or not, the dry stalks from last year can be kind of slick. You can see that this looks like barley from the old parent stalks here. You can kind of tell. Once in a while you'll find a seed head still on the stalk, and you can tell. So this looks like barley, and through here you can see that the barley is already coming up. And this is why you can look at the debris. This is kind of why I left my garden unplowed this year, or uncleared. I do it by hand. I don't have a plow. I don't have a tiller. But I left it in its natural state is because, you know, there was a bit of a variance. Now mine is also in the trees, but there was still a bit of a variance in the time that my little patch I experiment with was ready. It was slower than out here. But still, this is coming up too, even through the, well, this is an animal trail. Over here where the animal trails are not, it's not so green. Okay, we should be getting down into the wheat over in this area. Let's see if I can see any telltale signs of the old wheat stalks from last year. I would hope to find a few stalks with still some awns that are black with maybe one grain attached, maybe 2 grains attached, so we can tell that they're wheat and see about the wheat. But I'm sure this is where the wheat was. Let's see what we can see here. I can also dig some up. But we're seeing that this is the area of the wheat for sure. I'm seeing, I don't know if you can, let me get a better focus for you guys. Where? Right here. There's some wheat that's up. It's not focusing very well for you guys, is it? I'll take some photos of it then. I'll take a photo of that for you guys. this down here, that will all be wheat. Yeah, so we have wheat and barley up in this field as well, even though we have so much heavy dry stalks from last year. In the next two frames, you're going to see two grain plants from last year. In both instances, the plants still have a single grain attached to the end of the stalk. This grain is the very bottom grain that were on the heads from the previous year. Frequently, I use these to determine if I need to look for barley plants or wheat plants in that specific area. And then when I determine that, I can dig around and see which grains are coming up. For those of you who followed me last year, you may remember this field. Down below the fence is where we found the earliest ripe barley, where Elohim led us to find the earliest ripe barley in Israel during the lockdown. Now, do I know that there was an earlier location someplace else? Nope, I do not, but it wouldn't have been a lot earlier, I don't believe in my heart of hearts, to have changed the calendar. This was a very provisional field because, as I said, we were going into the first lockdown where we couldn't be more than the trash can distance from the house. We have community trash cans about, I think it was 10 meters, something like that. That's all we were allowed to leave the house by unless we were on approved travel, which did include grocery store, which is how I stumbled on this miraculous field you're looking at last year. So brought you back here to take another look at this miraculous field. And you can see the top half has not had anything done to it. It is just the bottom half that they, sorry, I was thinking about something. It is just the bottom half that the guy developed. He's got horses and all kinds of trees planted over there, and there's birds and picnic tables. And as this culture does, they just begin to throw their trash away outside their property. Isn't that sad? Anyway, back to our subject. You can see that the earth is very, very, very green here where we found that early omer of barley last year. Drove past this little circle right here at the roundabout on my way to the grocery store, and I saw barley out of the boot on December 24th, and man, did that make a ruckus throughout the calendar community. So here I am, unapologetically making another ruckus because I want to know when the barley comes out of the earth, and we, beyond a shadow of a doubt, have barley out of the earth. And hopefully, I hope next week I'll be widening my inspection circuit to see what's going on in other areas, to see if we see barley out of the earth in these two more sections of Israel. I'll put it that way.